Sure, we can't see you. Thank
Yeah.
you for tuning in to Naijha Speaks. I'm Naijha Wright-Brown, co-owner of the Land of Kush Vegan Soul Bistro in Baltimore and executive director of the Black Veg Society. I am so excited to have this guest on again today. Lloyd Strayhorn is my favorite all-time friend. His book Numbers and You is ranked amongst the top 100 numerology books of all time. And I have like right here, look, his oldest book published in 1980. So let's just bring him on. It's all about him and it's all about the numbers and you. How are we doing today, Lloyd? It's so good to
Fine,
see
nice.
you.
Fine, fine, fine. It's an honor and a pleasure to be back with you too.
Oh yeah, this is a fun time of year for me. I mean, I had you on in January because we was talking about what was going to be in play or what you were predicting was going to be in play for 2021. Now we're in fourth quarter, and you can talk about all that fourth quarter. Why is it so important? October and what we can look forward to in
Sure.
2022. So the stage is yours. Here you go. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I am considered an astro-numerologist, Naija, which means a person who blends both astrology, which is the study of the stars, and numerology, which is the esoteric study of numbers together. So let's say you have somebody born on the 23rd of February. So people know that, oh, now
That's
we
me. I'm born on the
get
23rd of
out of
February.
here. That's you, girl. Okay. So anyway, not so this person, you in this case, would be considered astrologically a Pisces. But what I tell people, they don't know until they come to me. Not only are you a zodiac sign, but you're a sign and a number. So you're not just a Pisces anymore. This is why all Pisces aren't the same, all this, that, and the other. So because you're born on the 23rd day of the month, 2 plus 3 equals 5. So therefore, you are a Pisces 5 person. Each sign and number rules the element. Therefore, if I had to describe you by element, it means you would be a water sign with an air number, which means the water represents the intuitive, emotional, what is called esoteric side, where they just know how they know. In fact, your sign Pisces is referred to as the psychic sign of all 12 in the zodiac. Then you're an air number, which means you use your reasoning faculties, your logic, your questioning skills. So you're a blend of both. And this is why all the signs are different because of the birth dates that modifies that.
Well, why are these numbers so important to people and their personal journeys?
Well, it's interesting.
Because I live by these numbers now. Ever since I met you a few years ago, this is the yearly chart. Everything month to month, I go by
Yeah.
that. That's like my spiritual journey, my path,
Well,
my religion.
everything is cyclical. See, everything is cyclical. And in fact, one day I was on a show with one of my favorite ladies in your area, Maggie Linton, and Bishop T.D. Jakes called in while we were in the studio during the interview. And he had just put out a book that time called Destiny. And I explained to him that every single one of us have a destiny or a journey that we must travel in this existence. And how you get your destiny is you take the month, the day, and the year you're born. So, for example, in this illustration, if you look, there it is right there. So, if you took the month, the day, and the year you're born, and this is everybody. Everybody's destiny is different. They take their month, put underneath there their date of birth, underneath that year. You draw your lines, add your columns down, add across, and it adds to 27, which is a 9.
Mm,
So you have what is called a 9 destiny, which means symbolically you're in the ninth grade in the school of life.
right.
9 represents people who are international, global, universal. They indicate people with 9 destinies. You and I both have 9 destinies. We like to be the master of our fate, the captains of our ship. Thank you. Okay. We know people from all parts of the world, all parts of the human family. So if everybody want to know their destiny, that's a simple process. You take your month, underneath it, write your date, underneath that, write your year, draw your lines, add your columns down, add it across, and it will tell you symbolically what grade you're in the school of life. And that's all
Wow.
about journey. So from the time from the womb to the tomb, that's our destiny. So some people will have destinies of a 1, which means leadership, destiny of a 2, which means partnership, destiny of a 3, which means creativity, destiny number of a 4, which means structure and organization, destiny number of a 5, which means change and opportunities, destiny number of a 6, which means service, destiny number of a 7, which means analysis and research, and destiny numbers of an 8, which denotes fate or destiny. And then there's, of course, the number 9, which is universal.
Wow, it's amazing. It's an amazing science.
Yes, it is.
Now, do numbers have relations to food, animals, the environment? And then I'm going to speak in terms of movement. So I'm in the vegan and plant-based movement. What would you say about the numbers in relation to all
Well,
of that?
it's interesting. In my book, I do have a chapter called Numerology and Herbs and Fruits, certain things that are uh, uh, natural to our numerical energy. But what's interesting is that when you talk about animals, dogs, for example, are ruled by the sign of Virgo, which means they're very obedient. Cats are ruled by Leo, so that's why a cat will do whatever he wants to. You call a dog, they'll come whenever. You call a cat, if I'm feeling you, I might come. If not,
Right.
I may not come.
Right.
Birds are ruled by Libra. Horses are ruled by the sign of Sagittarius, etc., etc. But there are herbs and fruits that are always very, very good for us, that are very natural and organic. So, for example, 6 people, they love beans. 1 people, they like oranges.
What do
2,
5s like? I'm a 5.
5, they like, believe it or not, they like nuts and oats of all kinds.
Wow.
Nuts, cashew nuts, pecans, whatever the case is, but they're crazy about nuts. And 6 is like beans of all kinds, navy beans, pinto beans, so-and-so beans. So every number have their leaning or preference toward things. Now, don't forget, you are also a 3. So that also rules other aspects too, which I should say Pisces. So it's not only by your signs that are drawn to certain herbs and fruits, it is your numbers as well. You ask great questions.
Oh, thank you. Well, because I know that the science in dealing with you every year, I'm always excited to get my yearly chart reading and understand, the numbers that work for me, and then the challenging numbers that not to be afraid of, but understand that a challenge may
Mhm.
present itself on the particular days, which are my challenge numbers. And I've navigated using these numbers and this science, and it's worked out really well for me. So I just love to share this information with all the viewers. How does astro-numerology compare to religion, let's say?
Well,
Because
you know,
I feel I'm about the numbers. I mean, everything is a number to me.
I have an aunt, bless her soul, that will be unnamed, that she'll be nameless in the South. When I see her, she kind of does like this. You know what I'm saying? She's so funny, bless her soul, but I love her. What happens, I try to explain to people, religion is a belief, okay? In other words, this is why people go to war. They think their God is better than another God. You have the Irish and the Protestants and the Catholics warring in Ireland. Then you have the Hindus and the Muslims in Asia warring against each other. So there've always been a history of religious wars, but it's because of belief, thinking my God is better than your God. Well,
Mm,
numerology is a science. It's an ancient African science. In other words, 2 plus 2 is going to be 4. It ain't about a belief, okay? The fact of the matter is 2 plus 2, we can argue all day long. By the time I get off this table and finally settle down, the fact of the matter is 2 plus 2 is still going to be 4. And
right.
then certain religious bodies get mad at me when I say, and see, and if you talk about religion, I explained it in the Old Testament. The 4th book of Moses is called the book of Numbers, where God is instructed on the 2nd day of the 2nd month to Moses to name the armies by their name and their poll. Further down into the book of Numbers is all the 12 tribes of Israel have their specific numbers laid out as instructed by God.
Mm,
But I tell people to name me a war since man has come into existence that's been fought in the name of Pisces. They can't name me one. Name
wow.
me a war that's been fought in the name of the number 5. They can't name me one. So I'm going to continue to do what I do because at least it doesn't kill anybody.
Right, exactly. And you make a good point, which is
And
why
and almost all the religions, one way or the other, has what? Thou shalt not kill.
kill. Right. And then there's war with the
Yeah,
religions.
yeah,
Well, I'm an omnist, so I find truth in every religion because
yeah. It
everybody
is.
can't
It's
be
universal.
lying about their religion. So
It's universal.
I
It is
appreciate it
universal.
all.
But see, people get caught up in, well, my God is better than your God.
Right.
Everybody, no matter where they live on this planet, they all respect, if nothing else, a higher force
Right.
or higher source. So call it what you will, you know. So if they call it this name or that name, I understand the principle that they're all acknowledging forces higher than themselves, spirit higher
Exactly.
than themselves. So what's the
Exactly.
difference, guys?
Good morning, Jackie Z Vegan. Thank you for tuning in. Jackie is a Gemini. I'm not sure if she's looking for some
This
information
year,
on the Gemini.
that's interesting because this year the go-to signs have been Geminis, that's Jackie Z, then Virgos, or anybody born on the 5th, the 14th, or the 23rd of the month. Because 1 plus 4 is 5, 2 plus 3 is 5. Why do I say that? Well, the year we're still in 2021, 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 1 equals 5. So therefore, next year will be 2022. So 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 2 equals 6. So therefore, Pisces, Tauruses and Librans, or anybody born on the 6th, the 15th, or the 24th, they would be my new best friend. But in your case,
Wow.
your key numbers are the 5, the 6, and the 3. So not only are you my new friend this year, but next year too.
That is awesome. Hope that answers your question, Jackie. Tina, thank you for tuning in. We appreciate it. If you're just tuning in right now, we're talking about what numbers have to do with you and your personal journey. Can you talk to us about how 2021 has played out? I know when we talked in the beginning of the year, we were it's still in the COVID pandemic, and we're still working our way through. What has your assessment been based on the numbers for
Well, it's
2021?
interesting because 2020, when this reached its start reaching going toward the pinnacle, it was about a lot of restrictions that people had to stay in, that people were limited in their access of going back and forth and traveling. Well, last year, 2020 adds up to a 4. In other words, 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 0 equals 4. That's how I got caught up into this, Najik. I said, this is too simple. I got 10 fingers. The numbers only go from 1 to 9. So 5, the number we're presently in, or the year we're presently in now, 5 is ruled by air. So if you notice, although they're still saying, still use caution, notice how people they just got to get out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Stadiums are filled, concerts are filled, and people are taking their chances. But this 5 is ruled by the element of air. So air likes to breathe. So air isn't in one corner or another corner. Air is everywhere you go. So therefore, this would explain why people will appear to be rebelling, but it's not so much that as much as following the cosmic energies of things. That's all it is. There are certain forces at work that no man has control over.
We're going into 2022. So right now in this fourth quarter, which started, it starts in October. What
Yeah.
should people be doing to prepare? Besides reaching out to you to get a reading.
Well, you're funny. Well, 2022 adds up to a 6. 6 is always about service, and normally it rules 3 specific areas of life. One is the arts. So people will begin to be more appreciative of the arts and its expressions. So I would expect museums and openings and things like that will be more pronounced. 6 also rules uh, business, which is real estate, banking, law, um, working for the government. And in fact, I understand sales of homes are at an all-time high, or whatever the case is. And in fact, I refer to 6 as the romance and finance cycle. So when I
Mm,
have a female client coming to me, I says there are 3 doors that are presented to you. Door number 1, if you're about to enter the year of 2022 with no one in your life, all of that all that's about to change. Number 2, let's say you've going into 2022 and you have somebody important in your life. More than likely, if you listen closely to the language of the person involved, they may be talking about, you know what, yeah, maybe we need to date more exclusively, maybe we need to share space more together, engagements, because it rules love, marriage, separation, divorce, births, pregnancies, moving into a home, moving out of a home. And it also rules those kinds of things. And the third category is of service. teaching, nursing. Is going to be a good time for everybody to go back to school, uh,
Mm.
get involved in weight loss exercise programs, and women across the board, because 6 is the number of beauty and balance and appearance. So a lot of women, many women, even probably you, Naijha, are thinking about, okay, I think I need to do my hair differently. Linking it,
Yeah, I've been doing
shorten
that
it,
for a long time,
tweak
but
it.
more so
Yeah,
now.
but
Yes.
that's the thing, because 6 is about beautification and appearance and weight loss and exercises and things like that. So people will begin to take their health, their personal appearance very serious, as well as their education, as well as their love life too. So if it's harmonious, it will go. But door number 3 is this: if you're about to enter the year with somebody working your nerves, trust me, by summertime it's going to say, "Nyong," go out.
I
So
love it.
when I say it to women, women seem to know exactly which door 1, 2, or 3 they're about to do.
Exactly, because you kind of already know. Yeah, and then
Yeah.
right now at this time, I am preparing in the next couple of months to get 2022 off to a great
It's going to
start.
be good for you because that's one of your numbers. Definitely.
Yeah, I know. So I'm looking forward to it. What are we doing here? You got live with Lloyd every Monday and Wednesday at 7 p.m. Can you talk to us about what's
Yeah,
happening here?
I have always been shy of looking at myself. Now, when I'm on TV and radio and studios, I have no problems because I'm not looking at myself. So I've had to actually I've always been bashful, Najee, believe it or not. So I've had to get used to, okay, Lloyd, straighten your nose up, this, that, and other, or whatever personal things we critique. But then one day it says, Lloyd, don't worry about how you appear. Share the information. So in the summer, I came up with the concept Live with Lloyd, which is every Monday and Wednesday at 7. Why? Because Monday and Wednesdays are my 2 best days, and 7 is my number. So I says, how am I going to talk something and I don't kind of follow my own dictates? Okay.
Right.
So I've been having a lot of guests on, and on the 13th, one of my premier guests is going to be Iyanla Van Zandt.
Woo!
She's going to
I gotta
join
tune
us.
in for that. I gotta put
Yeah,
that in my calendar.
I've been knowing her for a while, and she says, "Hi, beloved," because her birthday is September the 13th. So I
Okay.
gave her a call on her birthday, gave her a good reading, and then in my shyness, but I was bold in my shyness to say, "Listen, can I have you as a guest on my show?"
Nice.
Because she is so well liked, and when she told me yes, and we made it for the 13th, and because she's born on the 13th, makes sense,
Nice. Well,
okay?
you have 13, 1 and 3 is 4, which is one of
And
my.
Wednesday is her best day too. So it's
Oh wow.
Wednesday, October the 13th at 7 p.m. Uh, live with Lloyd with Sister Beloved, as she likes to call me, Iyanla Van Zandt.
Now, how do we view the show? It's live
Oh,
with
well,
Lloyd on your.
you can
Uh-huh.
go on YouTube. You see the icons above. It's on YouTube. Facebook, see, although the Instagram symbol is there, Facebook owns Instagram. So you can't really see it on Instagram. You got to go through YouTube to see it, or Facebook to see it. But it's
Okay.
live every Monday and Wednesday at 7 p.m.
And they just search live with Lloyd.
Live with Lloyd. Yep.
Live with
Or
Lloyd. Oh,
Numbers in You.
or
Numbers in You
numbers
or
in you.
Live with Lloyd.
Live.
Yeah.
Awesome.
hmm
I'm definitely gonna check that out tomorrow. Okay, tomorrow at 7 o'clock. That's great. We have someone tuning in from Twitch. Hey yo, what's up? Okay, Diggs BTW. Thank you for
And
tuning
by the
in.
way, the name has importance too. See, the destiny is like being the pupil, what you here on this planet to learn. This is why, this is why they say youth and wisdom don't go together. So when you're young, you don't have the same experience as as time kicks in, as you grow and mature and experience life's journey. But the name, though, denotes one's natural talents, gifts, skills, and abilities. And what happens is it's about transposing the letters of the name into numbers. That's the magic of it. And what I did was I decided to take this person's name. There are 2 systems. One is the Chaldean system, which is a system that goes from 1 to 8. And the other one is the Pythagorean system that goes from 1 to 9. So if
Right.
you look at this name, that name should sound familiar to you.
Uh
Okay.
huh. Uh
That
huh.
name adds up to 14, and 1 plus 4 is 5. Now, here's what excites me. You're born on the 23rd day, your name adds up to a 5. Anytime the name is in alignment with the person's date of birth, they become what is called self-taught. So yes, you may have had gone to school, you may have gotten a, a master's, a PhD, but they're things you've learned in the school of life that you didn't learn in any classroom. Okay, so
Right.
this is one system. All righty. So then when I did the other system, which is the 1 to 9 system, that adds to 27. I mean 25, which is a 7. Now 7 is the number of spirituality, analysis, research. But the one thing about 5 and the one thing about 7, both of them love to ask questions. Okay.
Yes.
So people should not play a sister. Okay. So if I came home, honey, and you say, "How was your day?" I says, "Fine." I bet to be prepared to ask some questions, answer some
Right.
questions like, "Fine, how? You get a raise? You know, you'll have a job, you know?"
Yeah, I drive my husband nuts. So with all the questions,
But you
like,
can't
honey, can
help
you
it.
give me a break? I just got
Listen,
in.
as Shakespeare says, "To thine own self be true." But I always prefer to use the Chaldean system. When I teach, I have an online course now that's on sale. All they got to do is go to my website, Lloyd-Strayhorn.com. That's LLOYD-Strayhorn. It's right there. If you go to Lloyd-Strayhorn.com, first of all, sign up for the free monthly newsletter. October should be out today.
Yes, please do, because I read that every month.
Yeah,
I read, yes.
yeah, and my course, how learn from Lloyd, how to read a person like a book, and learn from Lloyd, the next step in numerology. Both those courses, when they're not on sale, are averaging a little over $200 for the cost of lunch for two, which is I think under $30. You can own both those courses today. Today and I think tomorrow is the sale. The sale ends tomorrow, but you must go through my website in order to sign up and take advantage of the discount. So it's
Yes,
learn
please.
that Lloyd-Strayhorn.com, and just you click down that picture you saw me sitting at the table with my books. Well, it's in
Yes.
that section that you sign up for class 1, class 2. You own the course. When you finish either of the courses, you get a certification saying that you completed the course. They're very simple. And then because I'm so passionate, I love what I do, persons can call me, leave questions. I'll get back to them. It might take a minute because
You're
things will get
busy.
busy as I go into the year, but I
Right.
will get back to them.
Yeah, I have the course. I have to finish it up. I bought it earlier this year,
And
along
then,
with
but
other
that's
stuff.
the nice thing about it. You take your time. It's not on this. See, everybody's got their own rate of speed. Okay. That's what this course is designed to do. Some people are try, some persons have finished it in a day. Some people have taken months or longer, but it's not designed to be in a race. It's designed to go at your own pace because people are busy. People are trying to keep their head above water and work out other things that are equally challenging in their life. But everybody should know this. Everybody should know
Yes.
how numbers affect them to a greater or lesser degree.
I agree. I agree with you, and that's why we're here. What do numbers have to do with you and your journey? I can attest that numbers have helped me a lot. I see folks tuning in from Florida. Hi, Jennifer. Thank you for tuning
Now,
in.
the name Jennifer adds the 32, and 2 plus 3 is 5. So it tells me one of Jennifer's parents is either a Gemini or Virgo, or born on the 5th, the 14th, or 23rd. She has about 4 5s in her name, which means she likes to ask a lot of questions too. So she's bright, smart, engaging. She don't like people that are slow, dull, or boring. You got to move it, move it, move it.
Jennifer, let us know if that is true. We got Antoinette Tony St. Clair, my girl. She's a Cancer in the house. We work closely together. So thank you for
Well,
tuning
this
in,
year for
Tony.
cancers, they've been finding their spiritual connection. They've been doing a lot of soul searching, questioning why they do the things they do. And in fact, Antoinette, might be in a relationship, right? And her man is sleeping in bed. And she'll say, "Why am I dealing with you?" Now, she's not going to wake him up to discuss the matter. It's just that she's thinking about it, okay? Because seven internalizes things. And so for all cancers, what they think about is what they draw to them, what remains of the year. So if she's walking around saying, "Antoinette, I don't have no money, I don't have no money," well, the force, because 7 is magnetic, it will draw to you what you think. It will make sure she has no money. So when she goes
Wow.
out of her house and go left where she should go toward her money, she'll go out and go right away from her money. So in this case, and for her particular situation as a Cancerian, thoughts are really things. So on the
Wow.
mental screen of her mind, you know how people have vision boards where they cut out yachts and monies and cars and all that
Yes.
stuff. Well,
Yes.
her vision board should be on the mental screen of her mind, visualizing what it is that she wants and expect. There's still 3 months left to the year, so she's still got a chance to change things around.
Well, you hear that, Tony, and Tony says what you have said is true. So
Thank
thank
you,
you for
Antoinette.
that. Here we go. Jennifer, I am known for asking lots of questions and keeping things moving.
That's why I
Thank you
told
for
you, move it, move it, move it. You cannot be slow, dull, and please don't be boring with Jennifer. Okay?
So you everyone tuning in, and for people watching the replay or going to watch the replay, go to lloyd-strayhorn.com and get some more of this knowledge. I can attest, I've been dealing with Lloyd personally on a personal level for years. This stuff works. Numbers don't lie. This is how I move and navigate every year,
Yeah,
week to
it really
week, month
does.
to month. And I'm loving it and can't wait to get my reading for 2022. And this book has been in my life.
That
This is
is a
actually go ahead.
collector's item. That's a collector's item. You can't
Talk
find
about
that
this
book
book.
anywhere.
I took this from my mother. This was published in 1980. So when I say my mother, I was a youngin' when I took this book from her. Talk
And this
about your
is the
books,
newest
Lloyd. Let's
version.
get to it. Talk to them about your books.
Well, that's the book that was published in 87. Then in 1997, 10 years later, I updated this book. Okay. Then I published a couple of books. So when people sign up for the class today by going to lloyd-strayhorn.com and signing on, this is a companion. They don't have to get it, but the Lloyd's Numbers in You workbook is a basic guide that will help them, navigate the course much, much easier. Plus, is a good point of reference. Then for people in relationships, I've got Lloyd Numbers in You Relationship Guide, the Cosmic Blueprint to Happiness and Joy. In other words, should you run to the nearest exit with this person or continue on the journey? And then I've updated the orange book, okay, and it's called Lloyd's Book of Numbers. And
Wow.
it's a numerology guide for the 21st century and beyond. And I do analysis on Beyonce, Michael Jackson, this person, that person. I have all the states in the United States, what signs they're under, things of that nature. So it's really, really nice. It's been very, very nice. And then I plan to write a couple more books too. So there's always a lot to do with this. In fact, the books are right behind me on my
Yep,
right
we see them.
there.
Awesome. I definitely have the orange book. I got to look at some of the other books. Um,
Well,
I'm.
remind me. I got to make sure you get all copies. Compliment for being so nice to me.
Oh, thank you. I
I just
appreciate
need
it,
your
Lloyd.
address, and I'll put them in the mail and send them to you autographed to you and the family.
And Tony says, "Thank you, Lloyd. Looking forward to learning." Thank you,
Thanks,
Tony.
Antoinette. And
And then
please sign up and take advantage of the course. Yeah,
yes,
see, her mom is okay. She says almost right. Her mom's birthday is the 22nd. Her dad is the 20th. So that tells me her mother likes to think out the box. And in the case of her father, he's found that women have been his blessing and his curse, which I'm sure Jennifer might say amen on that one.
wow, thank you for that. So Lloyd is a guest today because again we're moving into a new year. We're in the fourth quarter of 2021. Anyone can use this system. It is beneficial to everyone. Animal rights activists, advocates, whatever you're trying to do in your life and your journey. If you're trying to eat different, be more compassionate. Talk with Lloyd. Lloyd is going to tell you through the numbers, what your destiny is, what you should be working on, what your strengths are, what your weaknesses are, what you're good at. This is an incredible system. I've been using it for
You cannot
years.
do without numbers at all.
Exactly. We
So
couldn't
you
do
I've been asking
exactly.
people
Everything is numbers.
if they don't believe in numbers, can you please send me your paycheck? I'm sure they do, okay? Now, when I get a paycheck, I'll say, okay.
Lloyd, is there anything else you want to add before we say goodbye to the viewers? You've shared a lot
Well,
of information.
the
What's your final
beautiful
message?
the beautiful part about what I've learned how to do, if a person can be in the wrong place at the wrong time, I've mastered the fact of how to put a person in the right place at the right time in perfect harmony with the universe. Because we all have a season. We all have a purpose, a mission, a destiny, and a purpose while we're in this existence. So while you're here, why not make your life smoother? Why don't you make your life easier? So normally when the you know what hit the fan, that's when we worry. But everybody should have some knowledge. You don't have to be a numerologist like me. You don't even have to believe in this, because numerology is not a belief system. It is an ancient African scientific system that you can't get around it. No matter where you go, you need the month, the day, the year. If you're talking astrology, you need the month, the day, the year, the time of birth, and the location. This is not a pseudoscience. This is an exact science. And in fact, the universal language in the world, did you know, Naija, is mathematics.
Wow. Yes, that makes a whole lot of sense. Jennifer thanks us for being here. Thank
Thank
you,
you, Jennifer.
Jennifer, for tuning in. Once again, how can we best follow you? And I'm going to bring this live with Lloyd back up, because he has a show tomorrow at 7 p.m. That we need to tune into. So I'm going to be tuning in. So
Yeah.
live with Lloyd on Facebook, YouTube. Make sure
And
you
and
tune in.
Facebook owns Instagram, so to be on Instagram at some point. But
Okay.
before I leave, no one can really do things without having some guide. Numbers guide us in everything we do, from your bank account to your social security to your blood work that the doctor does when you get it back. That each tooth in your mouth is assigned a number. This is why the
Exactly.
dental assistants will know which tooth to take a look at. So you can't get around numbers. And that one final thing, since we're getting into the sports and World Series cycle and then Super Bowl cycle, imagine for the sports guys out there, how would they be able to enjoy the game without using numbers? Who's winning? Who? How can you identify the players? Because they all have jerseys assigned to them. And in fact, for a player like in basketball, just for example, one of the favorite honors is to have their jersey number retired, that no matter how long that franchise exists, no one can use that number. So
Right.
numbers are very, very important.
Well, again, it is always a pleasure to have you, Lloyd, and I can't wait to connect with
Thank you,
our
thank you,
reading
thank you,
and
thank you.
Greg's reading. So I will be scheduling mine real soon. So once again, everyone, let me put that website up again. Go to lloyd-strayhorn.com. Make sure you tune in tomorrow on
And also sign
Monday.
up for the free monthly newsletter and
Yes.
enroll in the course. The course is on sale today and tomorrow. Now, it can't be said on your show that we didn't say something about it. How come you didn't tell me? We're telling you now. And don't wait
Exactly.
till last
I'm
minute.
giving everyone thinks it's a secret. There's no secret to what I'm doing, everyone. It's numbers and you. I'm tuning into my numbers
Yep.
and following my destiny. That is all that I'm doing. So, and I'm working here with Lloyd. So
And
Lloyd
Naja, I
Strayhorn.
can't thank you enough with your beautiful self and your family. Please give them my best in regards, okay?
I sure will. So once again, Numbers and You ranked amongst the top 100 numerology books of all time. You want to connect with Lloyd and hey, see how numbers can work for you. All right. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Whatever you do, please be well and be safe. Have a good one.